Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Timesphere podcast. This week we are done with the recaps and we're back to our normal shenanigans with the news and kind of our normal gimmicks. A lot to talk about this week, mostly because we've got some big games that came out and or have been really setting the world on fire. I actually cut a story about Yote sales. Yote's been selling really well in Europe. I don't know if we have US numbers yet, but it's outpaced every game, including Spider-Man 2 in Europe, I believe. For Sony, so that game is selling really well. Suck it, chuds. But yeah, just cut that
I
one.
was I
To
was
mention it.
I was told that gamers were sick of woke tropes and forced
Yeah, they wanted
wokeness in
generically
games.
attractive Asian woman that no one would be able to tell apart from some pervert fantasy.
Like Stellar Blade or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever. Well, even Stellar Blade. Like I think her name is. I don't. I've never played that game. So Jade or whatever her
No.
name is. At least she's a character design. The
Yeah.
one meme that's been passed around by that one idiot who's now making videos like the woke gamers want to kill me or whatever.
Which one? There's dozens of them now.
You know,
They
the one
all
who made
realize how much.
the one who made that Ghost of Yote meme. I don't care about the
Oh,
other
was
ones.
it was it like the they made her like big titted and shiny and yeah. It's just like
The Aloy meme
so,
2.0. Yeah.
Just like you're just horny. Like
Well, and then what's his face? The idiot
men aren't lonely enough. That's my hot take. So it's men loneliness
we don't
epidemic.
deserve like it's a whole thing. All I know, and then I remember I saw Alyssa Mercante obviously post a picture of like her and a bunch of friends playing on the ROG Ally X, and the idiot I'm not gonna name because I don't need to give him more attention was like,
Chud who must not be named.
all these. Well, I'm not gonna name like any of them, just because I don't want to talk about them. But the
chuds that must not be
yeah,
named.
he was like, how is she affording this when she's doing? I've already paid X amount of legal fees, and I'm like, you're stalking her on another website. One, most of those people are probably media people who were given a review copy or a review device, just like I was, so they didn't pay for them. And three, you look like an idiot. You look like an idiot. Like you're making yourself look like an idiot.
This person's lawyer is just banging there, going, "Stop! Just stop!
He can't.
Not help.
He can't stop. It's
You're
so dumb.
not help.
I think they're like finalizing like just a walkaway deal or whatever or something.
I
it's been a
can't
while
imagine. I
since
can't.
I did it.
Who could have seen that coming? That
Oh,
this
yeah.
is their very publicized harassment campaign. It turned out to be harassment. Who saw
right.
that coming?
Let's get out of that and get into our first story of the day, which is a good news for a lot of people. It's a little mediocre for some, but good news for most who are especially fans of Pokemon. Pokemon Legends ZA is out officially today as a recording of this. I will be playing it. I've got like an hour and a half left of things to do before I am playing Pokemon for a solid 3 days straight. You will not hear from me. I will not be on Marvel. I will not be on Discord very much. I'm disassociating. I'm not going to be on social media as much. I'm taking time away just to enjoy Pokemon and some other stuff that I've been going to be doing. But
Cale, we need 40 guides on how to find in each individual collectible item and where you can find this legendary Pokemon and all Pokemon that are in the game and all locations game and all NPCs in the game. And
look, I will say, this is the first time since Sword and Shield I have not worked a Pokemon game launch. And also did not have to work like the big leak season that happens right before, where everything drops ahead of time because it always does. I don't know how to feel about it still, but I'm sure once I'm like not writing this weekend
and you're just playing
the game and enjoying it for the first time without having to like care or have
it's gonna feel
having,
good.
Yeah, it's gonna feel pretty good, especially since I actually had a talk with like some other writers in the space today that are also struggling with like freelance work and stuff. Talking about like the state of things, and a lot of us just kind of agreed like, hey, it's probably time to start thinking of this more like a side gig again, just because of the state of the industry. So I'm starting to have to disassociate myself from like full-time game press thoughts, and it's really hard to do, but it's starting to feel pretty good to just be able to not pay attention to things and step away a little bit, and then just come talk to you for like an hour and a half or when we do special episodes and stuff, and then catch up on stuff I don't already know about.
It's like a bittersweet kind of like realization where it's like I don't have to do this anymore, and there's a lot of stress that goes away. But like, man, when I used to really love doing this, and it used to be a lot more sustainable and like a better thing to do.
When I was making a livable wage, full time with benefits, writing about games, I was okay writing some of the slop that came with like guides or covering a game here or there that I didn't really care too much about, because at least 50% of the time I got to cover the things that I wanted to cover, and I was passionate about it, and I got to do it. When you're not making money at all, or you're making dirt cheap freelance wages with no benefits and no real sign of things are going to stabilize at all, changes real quick. You start saying no to stuff more frequently. You start getting bummed out when you don't get time to do the things that you want to do on top of trying to pitch around. And pitching has become worse and worse. But that's a conversation for like a journalism specific episode or whatever. We're not going to bog you too deep into the details, especially since we're going to talk about this a little later if we have some time. But I do want to get into a little bit of a review roundup for Pokemon Legends ZA. Obviously released today on Nintendo Switch 1 and Nintendo Switch 2. I have heard... I haven't gone and watched a bunch of footage because I don't want to spoil myself on it. If I was writing something, I would have gone and done this. But from what article I read on RPG Site, which is a website I trust, and from what I've seen kind of just on social media for just a general buzz, it does play okay on Switch 1. It plays worse, markedly worse, but it is playable, and the most of what you're going to suffer through is slowdown. But it's functional. You can play the game. It's not super buggy. So if you want to play this game and you don't have a Switch 2, you can play it on Switch 1 and it runs okay. So that is good news. I informed one of my friends who doesn't have a Switch 2 yet last night, who was asking me about it. And it seems like good news, even if it's not going to be the best version of the game, obviously. Now getting into that, all the reviews that were posted over the course of the last couple days are either reviews in progress because they didn't have enough time with the game, because I've heard mixed on and off of when people got codes. A lot of people seem to have gotten codes last Thursday, and the review was Tuesday. So, very quick turnaround. That's less than 6 days. Getting a review for a game that's probably going to take you at least 18 hours-ish to finish if you're not just steam running through it.
Feels like at least, yeah.
Well, that's just like Nintendo staple. If you get a code early, it feels like you get it a week early at max. Maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky. I don't know how... And to be fair, don't know if it seems like it's a Nintendo thing, not a Pokemon Company thing, from what I understand. But so just be aware, some of these will be review in progress comments, and I'll mention that if we do. But we're gonna start off with a
for example, just in terms of like why we're seeing this sort of state of reviews as it is kind of like an unfinished product. It's simply because of time constraints, as you said, but also to my knowledge, and this is what people like Rebecca Valentine have said, is that the embargo that they're publishing under is pretty strict about what you can say or show. That sounds like classic Nintendo.
I can speak on this to the Pokemon one, because the embargo we had to sign for the demo at Pokemon Worlds specified, they actually ahead of time told us that there was going to be a docket. There's going to be a docket given to us that would include Pokemon that we could talk about. That you were like basically like the guardrails of what you were supposed to do outside of like, oh, don't go outside of this area or whatever. Like the specific Pokemon we can mention, the specific things that we could do with a little bit more information. We never got that docket because it turned out that it didn't exist, which was a big bait and switch and a fun conversation at Worlds between the people that were there. But the review restrictions on, I don't know about Nintendo stuff in general, because I haven't really done Nintendo reviews because they've been so on or off by giving us codes, especially when we were at DOT. But the idea here would be, okay, you can't talk about this Pokemon. I know Jordan Midler, I think, from VGC was posting about it, and he was like, oh yeah, we did. I couldn't share some of the shinies I caught because they were Pokemon that weren't mentioned in the in the review docket, in the specifics. So couldn't do it, couldn't share it, all this stuff. Like our cameras froze for a solid 30 seconds there. Yeah,
it's Nintendo. Nintendo were hovering over the button.
I'll message my Pokemon Company contacts and have them put me on remove me from the blacklist again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so just in general, like it seems like there's a pretty strict embargo about like what you could talk about in terms of like, I don't know about features, but Pokemon and story and stuff. Obviously, most people weren't going to spoil stuff in their reviews anyways, but yes, there was a very strict embargo in place, so you are spot on with that. But getting into like the actual reviews here, I want to Catherine Lewis from Games Radar Plus gave it a 4 out of 5. Said the dream sold to us by the Pokemon anime. It's right here, clearer than it's ever been. Most people seem to have given it like in that 7 to 9 range. There's a couple that are a little lower on it, like Christopher from Eurogamer, and this one speaks to me because this is the big concern I spoke about with a lot of people about this game. Is Lumio City could do with work, but Pokemon Legends ZA is much more tightly focused and delightfully goofy return to better form, at least by modern Pokemon standards. I was worried. That's the
Lumio
location.
City like. Is that the whole location, or was that like a central city within the location?
I don't know how much you go outside of it, but when they announced the game, the wording was the majority of the game will take place in Lumio City.
Okay.
And the main concern we had, even walking away from the demo, was it seems like the city's pretty lively. It seems like there's going to be a lot of stuff to do. It seems like they're going to really use like the nooks and crannies and the rooftops and like all the space that they can do. But is it going to feel samey? And the few reviews I listened to, or the few friends that I've talked to about this, have said that the biggest complaint about the game is how samey the environment is. There are some things that change it up. It doesn't feel empty. It feels very lived in. I've heard many people compliment the game in terms of like, man, it feels like exactly what you want out of a Pokemon game. Like there's side stories that give you like really cool emotional elements of like, I saw someone mention one where there's like a dude who has like a specific Pokemon and they're trying to find an apartment that he can afford under his budget. But that will like have
relatable.
And will let the Pokemon live there because there are restrictions. Like that kind of stuff is all over the place. So you're not hurting for things to do. It's just the elements of the city seem like there's not enough differentiation across all these sectors that you're going to be traveling across, which seems to be a common complaint. Jake Decker for GameSpot says, I'll give it a 7 out of 10, says Pokemon Legends ZA successfully translates its iconic battle system to real time, but its visual presentation leave a lot to be desired. I've heard that the visuals are still a little bland, even if there's like more customization and the character designs are a little more flashy, kind of similar in scope to Scarlet and Violet in that regard. VG247 gave it 4 out of 5, said hopefully Game Freak will continue using the Legend series as a playground, maybe return to pixel graphics, just a suggestion, but for now Lumio City has been a treat to visit. And then I will give it, let's give it one more. I know Reb obviously said she was enjoying her time with it, but wasn't ready to finish it. Donovan, I can never pronounce his last name, but I've met him several times. Erskine, I believe, or Erskine from Shack News, gave it a 9 out of 10 and said the new battle system feels like a watershed moment for the franchise, and I hope we see it again soon. As a fan who's always limited to the fact that we never got a Pokemon Z after X and Y, this return to Lumio City is what I've been waiting over a decade for.
Yeah,
that kind of gives you a good summary.
The lowest is a 3 out of 5, and mostly, and from what I've seen, that's just from I said Chris, a Eurogamer, and Zachary at Deserto. And really, it seems like they share the same kind of concerns, where it's like it's a little bit shallow, and there's like a few things holding it back from being a great game, but otherwise it is good. Like a 6 out of 10 is like, if that's like your lowest scores you're getting, and they're few and far in between. Right now it's at a strong 81 according to OpenCritic. That falls into the strong category.
That's very similar to what Arceus was. Arceus is sitting at like an 82, 83-ish.
That's what I was going to ask, how it's compared to previous ones. But yeah, that's great. That's great for Pokemon.
From someone who has avoided most of like the super detailed leaks about story and stuff or whatever, because that's what I care about the most, not getting spoiled on. This sounds like it is going to do legitimately everything. I would be surprised if I came out of this when we talk again next week. If I do not come out of this giving it about a 9 out of 10, just based on my expectations that are now being set with like how characters interact, how detailed the side quests are, how cool it is. The battle system I already know is going to be great because I got to test it out. Like, I feel like I'm going to come out of this higher than most people just because I love Pokemon. I love these kind of battle systems specifically. And I'm a sucker for Pokemon lore, and it sounds like there's some really good moments in here. The main concern here would be the city, the sameness of the city. The battle system is probably going to be a little bit unwieldy, especially for people who aren't used to these kind of battle systems. It's a big change, and there's probably some buttons. So there's going to be a lot of you getting used to certain buttons and some buttons doing some weird stuff. That was what I came away from the demo with, too. So feels like there's going to be some contention here. Feels like we're still missing a little bit. I don't care about voice acting like overall. I do wish they'd embrace voice acting in the cutscenes at least. Moving forward.
That's like the one thing that I've seen on social media was like there's this one cutscene of like someone singing, but there's no voiced audio.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, that kind of
it's been
like
that
imagine playing Bonanza and like when they do like the
Pauline
music scenes,
singing,
there Pauline wasn't singing.
It still feels like Pokemon is a couple steps. This is as close as we're have gotten to Pokemon being on the mark across the board. It feels like, and I'll hopefully have more to speak on that once I finish the game. But just from knowing what I saw in the demo and hearing a couple of things and like what you just told me, the definite thing that's missing is voice acting in the cutscenes, because it feels like you could get away with that up until the end of Sun and Moon. Once you got to Sword and Shield, Sword and Shield's the last one I'm giving a break, because it was like the first true 3D Pokemon game on a console that Game Freak developed. After that, there's no excuse, especially when you're having longer, more cinematic cutscenes and you're focusing more on story, which it feels like they're putting more focus on telling these cool, like, character-oriented or world-oriented stories, especially through cutscenes. Like, I know you didn't play Scarlet and Violet, right?
No. When's the last Pokemon I played? I think it was on the 3DS.
You probably played like X and Y or S.
Maybe it was Sun? No, that seems too. Maybe 3DS Sun? I don't remember.
Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, yeah.
I think it was Sun and Moon.
Yeah. So I can give you that still, because it's 3DS. Like whatever. I can give you up until the end of the 3DS era. Once you hit Sword and Shield, and even after Sword and Shield, they kind of ran out of excuses to do it. Once Zelda started really diving into it, like I was like, no, you gotta just embrace it. You gotta find a way to make it work. I don't want everything to be voice acted. It doesn't need to be like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, where characters are just like bouncing stuff back and forth while they're walking around the world. Just do it in the cutscenes. That's all we really need. But they got to do it, because it's so awkward just sitting there seeing the mouth movements, reading the things, the music swelling in the background, and there's just nothing coming out of the characters. That is the major thing holding a lot of these Pokemon characters back from being like. Scarlet and Violet had a really great cast of characters, had a really great moments, especially the end of the post story for the main game, when you're down in Area Zero and you're doing these huge battles and like having an adventure with this group of characters. Like, they can't do it. The next game has to, at least they have to do something, even if it's not even like actual voice acting, even if it's just like noises.
It just seems like there's still a lack of polish.
It is that like, it is definitely,
and that's really what's the difference between like mid 80s and getting back to like the 90s in terms of score.
If this had voice acting, if this was a little more polished, I think it would be minimum 85. I think moving forward, and I'll touch about it briefly here now that we're done talking about the reviews a little bit. We'll talk about the leaks just a tiny bit. I'm not going to get into them, but moving forward, if any of the stuff we've heard that we've seen through these leaks about future plans are going to be true, it feels like they're scaling up. It feels like they're trying to move in the right direction for both Legends and for the main series games and whatever spin-offs they're doing that are directly by Game Freak. If the comments that we got from those leaks is true, then it feels like they are aware of the missteps and issues. The budgets, if those budgets are real, then oh boy, let's just say that the budget for Pokemon is like, if these budgets are accurate with the translation to US dollars, the budget for a Pokemon game is like an eighth of like major releases. Which is
that seems
absolutely
insane.
That
seems like that's the one thing you should be. Well, not the one thing Nintendo should be like investing in. But
Pokemon isn't just video games, and video games are a very small portion of the business now.
That's true. That's true.
Like, that's just something people got to accept. That's a whole other conversation, though. Regardless, I will put this out there now. If you haven't played ZA, people are posting shit about the game all over the place on social media now. You don't have to worry about leaks, obviously, but there are leaks for the DLC that may or may not be true, coming from a bunch of different places. So be aware if you want to avoid stuff like that. If you want to avoid being spoiled on like Mega Pokemon that haven't really been shown in like clips yet, just try and play the game before you start browsing social media. Probably want to stay off of short content because there's no filter that you can really do there. The big warning is it looks like the next 5 years of Pokemon projects and planning have been leaked, including the next like 3 big games, with details about like with early art, with early concepts, with some short like scrap designs and clips. We got some old stuff for like Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield 2. So be very aware that that stuff is out there, and there are a bunch of, I won't say bad actors because they're not like maliciously doing stuff, but a bunch of like content brained people that are just sharing this information around with no regard to if the information's accurate, no sourcing, no caveats, no spoiler tags, no anything. It is all out there. It is being circulated. Be very aware that some of that information is probably true, especially considering what we got with the last Terra leak in November and like October-ish last year. So just be aware. We're not going to talk about it here. If I do talk about it, I'll in a future episode with like some Pokemon people, it'll be very clearly disclaimered before we start talking about it, because that it is a lot. It is like full on. Like I could talk probably like 4 straight hours about like the details we saw coming out of that, and I haven't even dug into them. It's crazy. So we'll leave it there. Pokemon seems fun. If you're excited, give it a go. Seems like a great time. You can play it on Switch 1. Seems like it plays okay. So we'll leave it there. Probably want to look up a couple comparisons before you just trust me having not seen anything though. So just leave it at that. Scott, you want to lead the talk on the next one? Nothing happened. The cameras definitely didn't freeze again, and then the entirety of our recording software didn't just crash while Scott was talking. Scott, talk.
Man, Microsoft and Sony really don't want this news coming out, but it is out. There's been reports in the past few days from VGC, Tech Radar. This is from Demi Williams at Tech Radar. And insider reports claim that both the PS6 and the next Xbox console are targeting a 2027 release. The first of these reports comes from Kepler L2 on NeoGAF, an insider who previously and accurately reported on former AMD hardware, who said the next PlayStation console will be released in 2027. And then the Xbox claim comes from hardware insider Moore's Law is Dead, who posted a video claiming to show the AMD Magnus APU, which he says is set to form part of Microsoft's next-gen Xbox console. And he says it's targeting a 2027 launch. 2027 for the next generation of consoles is pretty exciting and pretty shocking that they're going in the same year. I wonder if they'll try and go head to head, or if this. It seems like.
Are you talking about Xbox and PlayStation?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that surprising. They always do it. They're usually like a month of. They're at most like a couple months apart.
I guess it's just been a long time since the first of this current generation came out. Were they really?
November 2020.
Wow. That's right. It was in 2020. You know, there were other things happening that year. I was pretty tuned out of gaming during that time after my first layoff. But don't worry, there were more to come. But this is I'm really interested to see what Xbox. I mean, PlayStation. You know, it's been said to death that PlayStation won this generation of the console war. Xbox themselves, they've admitted this. So this feels like it's a bigger deal for Xbox, but I'm just curious what their take on the console is. If anyone missed it, we had a brief video go up just yesterday about the Xbox ROG Ally X, which Cale got his hands on early. Do you think the Xbox continues to go down this handheld path, or are we gonna get a big black box like we usually do?
We're gonna get a mix. My thought process is this will be the last fully closed ecosystem for PlayStation. I think PlayStation has one more big console in them that they can stay just PlayStation. Like, they don't have to have any external anything, and sure, they're probably not going to ever need to go full PC. They'll probably be the last standing main console. Nintendo does not count. Whenever you talk about consoles, Nintendo is and always has been a conversation of its own, especially post GameCube. So we'll leave them out of this for the most part. I think both companies will have a handheld variant, We already have the ROG Xbox Ally X stuff. PlayStation is rumored to be working on a full handheld, not a portal. And they've been rumored to be doing that forever, though. So who knows if we'll actually see it before or after this happens.
Yeah, it seems like if they are moving toward an open ecosystem, they might just cool it on that. But
no. I said Xbox will have the open ecosystem. PlayStation.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, okay. I misheard. I thought you said,
my thought process is PlayStation has one more full console generation. Whatever the PlayStation 6 is, will remain a closed PlayStation ecosystem. No external, you can sideload Steam or
Game Pass, PC. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Game Pass. We'll see about that. We'll see what Xbox does. That's an Xbox thing. So we'll see how this goes with PlayStation. I think this is going to be the last fully closed ecosystem, whatever that means, for PlayStation and Sony and PlayStation with the PS6. Xbox is done being a closed ecosystem. I think we will get an Xbox, like a box. That might be closer to a console than a PC still. But it will probably run a version of an OS similar to the Xbox full screen experience that we're getting right now in testing on the ROG, or something that will let you access other platforms or be more open in some way. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I do think they are going to start diverging more in terms of what Xbox is going to look more like what we're kind of seeing now with the open ecosystem, with the focus on PC-ish, trying to blend the realm of console and PC a little bit more, whether that means we're going like a full mini PC or just an Xbox that is more like a PC, versus PlayStation, which I think will just be a PS6. It'll just be a console with some forms of enhancements, but it will be mostly what we're used to from Sony from the last two generations.
It seems like now that with this 2027 window on the horizon, that Xbox has some time, not a lot of time though, to kind of clean up this full screen experience. I think it still has a bit of issues with, it doesn't have the same fluidity and the pick up and play, mentality or ability that the Steam Deck has. Which is strange because it does feel like it was kind of marketed in that kind of way, where it's like, oh, you just pick it up and play, but it's like, it's a little more.
That, no.
It's definitely not that, and I feel like that's kind of why when we're looking at the mixed reviews of the ROG Ally, that it's kind of that's a lot of the people who had concerns about it. That was a big concern. It's like this sort of pick up and play mentality. It's not there yet. It's not ready yet. And so if this is going to be their next generation, and it's going head to head with PlayStation 6. And it also represents this, this commitment to going in this direction that they want to go to, where it's more an open ecosystem. They're potentially embracing handhelds some more, and just, moving away from what is traditionally known as an Xbox. Then they kind of have to land that and make sure that all the bells and whistles are working, that everything's firing on all cylinders when that launches, because it is now getting into. We're seeing with the price increases, with other change, with sort of the lack of a big hit to come out to Game Pass. Like Starfield was not that big hit. Halo Infinite was not that big hit.
It was Indiana Jones at the end of last year.
Indiana Jones, I think Indiana Jones surpassed expectations.
Yeah.
But it's not really like a console mover, especially with I don't even think they're really aiming for that anymore, because
they aren't. That's the whole point.
Because the open ecosystem, like we said. But still, I still think Game Pass needs a signature game, and now they're trying to make it Call of Duty, but then you're just kind of.
So here's the caveat to that, because when they announced these Game Pass changes, they said that you're getting 75 games this coming within the next year, day and date, on launch with Game Pass. That's their mover. They're giving a number to it.
In 2026, you mean?
I don't know if it means through the end of this year and into next year, whatever. It says 75 titles, day and date, at launch on Game Pass. Was their big, one of their big talking bullet points on Game Pass Ultimate for the next year. So, I think that's their move. I think their move is every Xbox game day and date, plus others, because you're probably going to get 10 to 15 Xbox published games from their studios per year if you include the smaller stuff, and then you're getting 60 other games. That's a lot.
And what are their and so what do we think? So like their big ones. We're thinking Fable if it comes out next year.
Yeah, because it got pushed.
Gears of War E-Day.
Yeah, Gears of War E-Day will be a big one.
Like what else is
I think we're getting the Halo remaster probably next year. That's been
a Halo remaster.
That it's been rumored forever that there's two Halo studios plus another studios is working on a Combat Evolved remaster for the anniversary.
So it's not. Wait, so what's in the Master Chief Collection? That's not a remaster, or is that just
it's like remaster or remake. All these terms mean nothing. I'm talking remake. I'm talking full on
remake.
Like,
full remake. Okay.
Like there's Halo Studios plus another studio working on a full remake of Halo 1 for the anniversary.
Be enough?
I don't think that's enough. But we also we haven't had their big showcase for like early next year. They haven't really done a showcase. The last showcase they did was in the summer, and that led to their last big announcement was Ninja Gaiden, which is coming out this month. And then they've had the Call of Duty showcases, which Call of Duty is their big release for the end of the year. They don't have an Indiana Jones in December this year, so they don't really have like a big budget end of the year thing post Call of Duty. So we'll see.
Let's see.
So we'll probably wait until February to see their next big showcase. That showcases like basically like the Doom of next year, which will probably be Gears if I had to guess. Will probably be their early big hit next year.
Sure. I mean, I really liked what I was seeing from what's it called, Clockwork Revolution.
Yeah. Heck yeah! Like that looked dope. But
scratching a big Bioshock itch.
But that's where we're talking about. This is Xbox no longer needs to sell consoles, but to keep this into the console discussion, and to get
they still want a box. They still want a box that you can turn on and play Game Pass.
They want a box that is affordable, that will get into houses. They want a box that will play the games and be affordable and be a Game Pass machine and get people into the Xbox ecosystem, even if they have to sell it at a loss or they know that it's not going to be the market share that older Xboxes were. Yeah. They just need an affordable option to pair with the ROGs, to pair with whatever their high-end model, which might be more PC-like, whatever comes out of it.
I wonder if the next Xbox, like every new generation is like, like the PS4 was what, $300, PS5 was $600. What if they just go no price?
Was it 600? I thought it was 500.
The PS5. But there was like a sizable price increase.
Yeah, they went. I wonder for the next. The PS4 was 400. It was basically $100 price increase from their the PS4 and the PS1 or the Xbox One to the Xbox Series X and the PS5.
Yeah, I wonder if Xbox keeps the price point the same. What if they just be like, hey, I mean, like it could be a thing. Like it's, does it get them any pop? Does it get them enough?
I don't think they need it. I don't think they want it to pop. I don't think they need it to pop. I think the whole point is just to have the option there. It's like the Series S. The Series S was just an option to get people to get an Xbox. I have a Series S because I had an Xbox One X that I never used because I'm in the PlayStation ecosystem on console that's not Nintendo, and I play PC. So when they released the Series S, they had a trade-in deal that was bring in your Xbox Series, like your Xbox One, you get like X amount of credit and you pay X amount for the Series S. Bring in your Xbox One X, you pay $50. And you get that plus 3 months, like a 3 or 6 month deal for Game Pass. I was like, sure, why not? I'll go do it because I was in on Game Pass at the time. So I did that, and now I have a Series S that I never used unless I booted up to play. If I now that I'm back on Game Pass because of the ROG, I'm probably gonna just play most of the stuff I want to play on Game Pass. I can play on the ROG, and the only thing I boot up my Series S for is Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, and Ashura's Wrath if I want to replay those games because I own them digitally on the only platform they're available on. So,
I think the only thing I've used my Xbox for is college football. There's been a couple things. I think Claire Obscure. I mean, I could have played it on PC. I don't know why I switched to Xbox. I think because I wanted to play it in bed because I was just trying to finish it. And then actually, there's one time the Xbox Series. I played on the S. Surprisingly, the lower tier one. I played Jedi Survivor on the S because my PC at the time was really struggling to handle Jedi Survivor.
It was really unoptimized.
it was very badly optimized for PC, and
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, I'm gonna play on the S, and I'm like, the S, even though this is like the lower one, is running this a lot better than my computer.
It runs
is,
everything.
So
I will give them credit with the S. The S runs everything. It does bog down some stuff with some stuff, but it does run games.
And I went back to try. I the other day, or not the other day, like a few months ago, I was like, oh, I had Survivor installed on my X. I was like, let me see how big a difference is. And I'm like, it was different, but it wasn't like, oh, this is a night and day difference. Like the S held its own for like, you know, a AAA pretty big game with a lot of like big cinematic set pieces. And
I think we're going to see more of that. I think whatever they release, I don't know if they're going to keep the price point the same. We don't know what a price point for a new console.
I think it'll be a mild. I think it'll be mild. I think it'll be a very mild price increase.
I want to see post tariff.
Yeah,
I want to see, because the consoles now are more expensive than they were at launch.
Yeah,
I want to see.
I wonder if they go down. I don't think they'll go down. No, they won't go down. They won't go down. But maybe they won't go any higher because there's this mentality of it's like, oh, well, now we know we can get away with charging this and people will buy it.
We'll see.
So why would we go down?
So here's the deal. Console makers sell consoles at a loss almost most of the time just to get people into their ecosystem. Yep. So I'm wondering if when we get the new stuff, I mean, an easy win for Xbox would be undercut the current price, go down, and be like, hey,
I don't think they'll go. I don't trust them to go down. I think they'll keep it the same. If anything, they'll keep it the same. I don't trust them to go down.
Okay, but they have no goodwill anymore. They have no.
That's true.
They have nothing going for them. With people like casual audiences, sure, they'll still buy an Xbox, but that's like, how many people are going to be like, oh yeah, like I know a bunch of casual people that pay no attention to gaming news other than release information or trailers, nothing else, that no Xbox is like floundering right now and have asked me questions about it. Just like people who only play 2K, only play WWE, only play like Call of Duty. And they're like, yo, is Xbox okay? Do I need to move to PlayStation? Do I need to get a PlayStation? And they don't pay attention to that stuff. They are in a very bad place reputation-wise. And the last point I'll make here is if they want to get in the goodwill, like when the next consoles come out, whenever that is, whatever the prices are going to be, if they drop the price below, like if they do a, hey, like what the PS3, like essentially the PS3 was over the Xbox 360 in terms of price. Let's drop it down a little bit, or let's make sure we're not matching the PlayStation, because that will then have some appeal to someone to get this box, which in my opinion is going to be what you said with the S to the X and how they play the big budget games really well. I think the next Xbox is going to be that with a PC. It is going to be, it's going to have the console variation, and then they will release a high Xbox PC line of some kind that will be a decent amount more expensive. It'll be more than the PS6, and that will be their high-end model for a person that is still in the console mindset that doesn't want to get fully into a PC build themselves. It is an Xbox-branded Windows PC that will run similar to like the ROG, and the performance will be comparable. It will be running everything at similar enough to where you can get the Xbox console, quote-unquote, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And cheap.
I think, and I think that's, you know, there's more to be said about and more to infer about what Xbox is doing. 'Cause I think we probably know what PlayStation is going to do. They're going to put the PS6. It's going to be, you know, more powerful, better than the PS5. It's going to be probably more expensive than the PS5.
It's going to be 600 minimum.
Yeah. Even although, you know, it's not going to follow, again, tariffs might play a role in this, but
I think 600 is the highest it's going to go. I don't think they can get away with going over 600.
I don't think, you know, we'll see. I mean, here's the thing: it's the common trend of like, well, we got away with charging this. Maybe
they're
we can get away
charging almost
with this.
600 now for the PS5, and sales are down.
Then there you go.
I think 600 is the max a brand new high-end console can charge with, at least currently. Like, who knows what we're going to look like in 2 years when this is an actuality and it's on the shelves.
Yeah.
But projecting, and I haven't looked at sales numbers, so I don't know how decreased or how increased the sales for the PlayStation are anymore. But in like what my thought process is, ignoring Xbox, PlayStation is in a strong position. They want to keep people in their ecosystem, especially now that their ecosystem is the dominant console ecosystem for like the casual non-Nintendo group or non-family dynamic. So they are going to max out at $600 for the base PS6, and then they are going to get back to what they did with the PlayStation 4, where once the PS4 Pro came out, the base PS4 dropped in price. I think they're going to do that, go back to that model, because then they can charge more or charge a similar high price for the PS5 Pro while still selling a relatively high cost PS5 or PS6. Mm-hmm. But we're also going to be in an era with the PS6 where people are going to show up and be like, the PS5 didn't have a lot of games by comparison to the PS4. Mm-hmm. And also, we're at a point in console generations where how long will cross-platform last for PS5 to PS6? Because we are still getting games releasing only for PS4 that are playable and slightly better on the PS5. I think we'll still be getting PS4 games when we get a PS6. Like, that's an entire possibility with the digital storefront we have.
That'd be very funny. This is my prediction for PlayStation 6. You know how Mario Kart or Nintendo did the bundle? Like, you get the Nintendo Switch to Mario Kart. PlayStation 6 or PlayStation 6 with Bloodborne 2.
PlayStation 6 with Knack 3.
Knack 3. You know what?
There was a Knack 2, right? I think there was a Knack 2. Whatever. We're moving on.
It'd be very. Then I think Knack 3 is an even bolder prediction. Then if there maybe not wasn't even Knack 2.
We're moving on.
Yeah, we're moving on. We're moving. Speaking of launching,
I'm giving this one. I'm gonna lead us in, and then you can talk about this because you're playing it. But Battlefield 6 has not only become the biggest launch in series history for the game, selling over 7 million copies in 3 days, but it is also EA's highest ever concurrent player count on Steam specifically, which means it's going to have a huge console player count too. It's already beat Apex Legends on PC. So now, to be fair, was Apex Legends on Steam at launch?
No. To my knowledge, no. But I don't believe it was.
This is a caveat then. Because Apex Legends was not... Now, I do believe Apex Legends probably had a bigger peak at some point than launch.
I believe it did. I think during the pandemic, 2020,
exactly.
Apex Legends
I do think we don't have to caveat this much
massive.
Because of how big Apex Legends has been consistently.
But that doesn't take away from this. This is
exactly
very good and very impressive for Battlefield and for DICE, who I've always known DICE has had this in them. It's
they've never not had it in them. Even the bad even the bad games have been like, you can see it.
Yeah, it's like 2042. If you like move through like the boring maps and the lack of content and like some
I'm not doing
class decisions, it's like there's something there. The Battlefronts were super hated when they came out and by the time they went down,
they were deservedly hated at launch.
Yes, no, that's fair. That's fair. Completely fair. The microtransaction stuff was awful.
Saved itself. The community and the post-launch decisions saved that game, and it made it a very great game. One is not savable. It got an Andor.
Yeah, it got an Andor buff. people finished Andor. They're like, I need more Star Wars. It's like, oh, Battlefront 2.
That's because, and we'll talk about Star Wars very briefly here in a bit too.
We got a little bit, yeah.
With there's not Star Wars games.
Yes,
there's Survivors. Now, to be fair, the Star Wars games that we have gotten have been good.
They've been good. Well, not all of them.
Okay, well, we got Outlaws and we got the two other
we got Outlaws, which I am playing right now on Switch 2, and I
need to play that game. That needs to move up my list.
It is good. It's better now than it originally was. There was a couple issues at launch. The PC issue. The PC still crashes, which is annoying, and I don't know how to fix it.
Should I just get it on Switch 2?
I would just get it on Switch 2. It's a really good Switch 2 port. I would just get it on Switch 2. But like you said, the Jedi games have been great. Respawn, who were former Call of Duty people, just shooter guys. They made Titanfall, which was right in their bag.
Remember the meme when that got announced was, wait, Respawn is making a single-player Star Wars game while BioWare is making a multiplayer shooter?
Yeah.
Because they were making at the time?
Yeah, and then one of those projects turned out really well.
I will not defend Anthem.
But I was going to say, careful there.
I will say there. I'm not going to defend BioWare a lot of the time, anyways, because I'm not the biggest BioWare guy. But the flight in that game,
Yeah.
and like the soup movement and like a bunch of like the
that was good. I agree with you.
At the core, you could see what they were doing, and I still wish we got an Iron Man game from them.
I'm hitting the revive on this topic because we are way off. We're off the battlefield. We're getting that little timer that says you've strayed too far from the.
Yeah, go.
We gotta get back into Battlefield 6. So yeah,
rant about Battlefield 6. I know you're playing.
7 million in 3. Just reiterate the point. 7 million in 3 days. In copies, I believe. Not revenue. Yeah, 7 million copies. I mean
units. Yep.
Yeah, I mean this is. It's just fun, just being able to jump in right away and having really good maps, having a pretty balanced class system. Just the destructible levels are easily like it feels. You get it. There's just never end. Like you're always getting those like Battlefield moments where you're like running through a destroying building, like picking up people as you go. Like there's a tank around the corner, you like fly out a window with a rocket launcher, boom! Like it does. It feels like a movie. Like you're playing like a ludicrous. Like it's like Fast and Furious which it's like there's always action going on every corner you take. The game is not perfect. And a big point of contention, or a big thing that everyone agrees, like, this is kind of stinky. The campaign's just kind of It's like they're like it kind of feels like they put in a campaign for the sake of like saying we have a campaign, but it's. I mean, this is previous Battlefield campaigns have been pretty solid, and it's clear they put a lot of care into this. This one just feels like they like. We got 2 weeks. We gotta put something together. And
it does feel like Battlefield 6 was kind of rushed in a way.
The campaign feels rushed. It feels like they had like the concept and like the storyboard for a campaign and didn't have a lot of time to flush it out, so they just kind of like string the highlights together. Like there's no like it doesn't like I mean some of the classic Call of Duty campaigns, like the original Modern Warfare campaign, the ones from the older games, like the Black Ops campaigns are fucking excellent. Like say what you want about the state of Call of Duty, those campaigns are awesome. And this just doesn't have that same kind of juice in the campaign. But again, that's you're not paying $70 for the campaign. You're paying for the multiplayer because I can look at Discord, I can look at Steam, and I see across multiple channels I'm in, multiple like groups of friends, that fall into different categories that from different times in my life. There's people playing Battlefield in all of them. Like everyone's just really like. They wanted like a fun, big, stupid multiplayer shooter, but not stupid in the way like Call of Duty is stupid, where it's like everyone's sliding around, bouncing off walls, firing weed guns at each other, and like dressed up as Snoop Dogg and pro athletes. It's just like carnage and chaos and just when it's just great. And like. The one thing is like the one thing that I don't like about like current gaming culture is the way like every time I scroll on TikTok now it's like, oh, here's the best Battlefield 6 gun build, like this, here's how you get this laser, like this gun shoots lasers, it's like you got to get these attachments, and it's like, all right, like I'm not trying to follow the meta in a Battlefield game. I just want to get in there with a it's the same as rocket launcher.
It's the same like Battlefront. You're going in for the fun. You want the experience. You want to be immersed. You want to sure, you're gonna get absolutely shit on by like the tryhards, but like you're gonna have a better time getting shit on in Battlefield than you would in Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is it's when you're getting exactly. You said it exactly. Yeah. Like when I'm getting shit on by some sweaty teenager in Call of Duty, I just want to turn the game off. When Battlefield's like, oh, let's just try a different game. Like we can find a better one, and it's like, and you do find it. There's a lot of people playing. There's a lot of fun game modes. You can do little close quarter stuff. You can do those, or you can do the big, like the classic conquest, the breakthrough, which is more objective based. It's like what the map like moves along. Like I was getting such like withdrawal from after the Battlefield 6 beta. I re-downloaded Delta Force, which is like like the the Tencent
yeah.
like Battlefield Light with like a little like hero shooter aspect just sprinkled in there, like
it scratched the itch, but not to the extent
it scratched the itch. And
to.
then they're like, we also have an extraction shooter, and I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want to do that, thank you. But I think the next step for this game is its battle royale mode, which isn't out yet. And do they go down the path of like Call of Duty and like a Warzone and just be like, hey, this part's free to play, get in here?
Didn't they say they were doing that?
I think that they did, and I think they're gonna, seeing as how successful this has been, now they think they're like, oh, we're in like, they're
in a very good position.
Yeah, they're like, it's like, hey, we're in the third quarter and we're up 3 scores. We can have some fun now.
They're gonna have to really weather this fourth quarter comeback from Activision, because we'll see the numbers once Black Ops drops, but. To your point, to hit the button, because we need to move on to the next topic. The game is good and has enough sauce that I know once it goes on a deep enough discount, I will be getting it so I can play with you guys at some point, because I don't buy first person shooters, but I have a soft spot for DICE and their expertise in like making games that feel really good. And like make you feel like you're in the moment. I like the big Battlefield vibes. That's what I love about the newer Battlefronts, is they nailed the feeling. And so it kept me coming back to specifically Battlefront 1, the remake, or the newer one, when I was like, oh yeah, like this sucks. The progression system is terrible. There's like, once you reach a certain level with certain weapons, they just become the best, and you can only like, these loadouts are just broken. But the feeling kept me coming back, even though I was getting shit on. So speaking of Star Wars, Quantic Dream, the studio that is currently working on Star Wars Eclipse, which we still don't know a lot about, but they are also the studio behind Detroit Become Human and a couple other games.
The David Cage studio.
Yes, they
everyone's favorite.
Everybody's favorite David Cage. They just announced that they're becoming more of a multi-project studio. David Cage teased that they were working on a multiplayer game, and then like an hour later they announced it. It's like a 3v3 like wizard, like magical, like combat game. I haven't watched the trailer. Don't really care. I just wanted to bring it up because this is interesting to see a historically like single player studio that focuses
narrative
on
driven.
Branch out like this, and feeling like they can do it stably while still working on another major project. That's interesting. Just wanted to like leave a little note here about this one, just because Detroit Become Human was a good game, very good game. I didn't really care for Heavy Rain all that much, even though I did play it with my cousin at one point. But Detroit Become Human is good. Jason.
The only thing I can think of for Heavy Rain is the video of the guy purposely failing every QuickTime event during that chase, and he's just comedically like crashing into like fruit stands. He runs through a grocery store, and like it's just a big comedy, and like the person playing is just wheezing laughing. That's the only thing I can think of when it comes to Heavy Rain. But I wonder if this kind of like decision to do multiplayer, I mean, maybe they felt a little bit of pressure from NetEase, who are obviously like they're the parent company, and they're obviously really big into multiplayer games. I mean, Marvel Rivals has been a blockbuster for them. I don't care what Paul Tassi wrote that the that the player base is down from launch. It's like
discussions.
I was gonna make a joke. It's like, oh, I can't wait for 4 months from now when he writes an article that says, oh, Battlefield 6's player base is now 80% less than what it was at launch. That's every multiplayer game. That's not Counter-Strike.
PC Games Games Radar Plus, all of the Valnet websites are all going to have an article like that within the next month talking about player decline. Because guess what? Live service games peak and flow based on seasonal releases, based on updates, and based on what else is going on, like what other releases are coming out. Guess what? Battlefield is going to suffer a major drop when Black Ops comes out, no matter how good the game is, and then it'll see a peak back up once people are tired of playing Black Ops, and it'll keep doing that, and both games are going to ebb and flow with each other, because I'm going to assume they're not going to directly compete with every season of content update that they're going to do.
I think it'd be very smart for DICE and EA to You know, you would think like, oh, let's have some cool content come out when Black Ops comes out.
Save the salvo.
Like, no,
Save the salvo.
no,
Yep.
like wait until Black Ops Season 1 is done. Yep. Then it's like, all right, you tired?
Capitalize, and then you can go ham with like, we're gonna update at the same time you do. But no, save the salvo for after the launch. Yeah.
But yeah, so this Quantic Dream game, Spellcasters Chronicles, team-based 3v3 strategy action game, archetype-driven mages. Each match is a 3v3, 25-minute showdown. So I like that it's like, okay, these are short.
The concept is interesting.
They're not too long. The one thing that deters me away from like MOBAs and why I never got big into Deadlock, even though I got like into the open access thing, was like, I hate when like a multiplayer game like a specific match just drags on, especially one where you're losing and you can't do anything about it. So like when I was playing Deadlock, and I was very bad at Deadlock, mind you, and like it was like 40 minutes in and we're just getting our shit pushed in, and I'm like, oh god, they're not even through the last wave before the tower. Like, this is gonna last 20 more minutes. So I'm glad that they explicitly say that these games are going to these matches are going to be short. But I hope that they are true to their word and that they can balance multiple projects, because
multi-project, yeah.
Because we just said there's not a lot of Star Wars games. Like, we have the Jedi games, we have Outlaws, you know. And the only thing else other than that came out was like this cruddy like arcade shooter, like mobile Overwatch clone that was Star Wars Hunters. And it's like High Republic, which I've been reading. I've got some of the books back there. I've been reading some of the High Republic books. You know the everything that they're talking about so far is really exciting about it. But like, I guess like it's still going to be a long ways away, because I was looking up like times of like when previous games came out, and so their most recent one was Detroit Become Human. That came out in 2018. They started pre-production of that. They started pre-production in late 2013. So
it's similar to CD Projekt Red timetables.
Yeah, so I still think we're we
might see it.
Away.
The earliest we're going to see it is next year, if not 2027. Not release. I'm talking about see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we don't get a release until 2027.
I think it's going to release 2027.
Yeah, at the earliest 2027.
But
yeah, I'm excited. I'm curious to see, like you said, a studio that has historically been single player,
it's always
narrative driven,
branching
storylines, mixed results. Yeah. I'm curious to see what they do. So I'll be very interested in seeing more. It seems like this might be like further along than, but I guess like these games would probably take less effort than like a big David Cage single player game, especially like a Star Wars one that they're putting a lot of game.
Like, it's going to be a smaller team, smaller game for sure. We'll just have to see how it looks.
We'll see.
Now we're going to move on to some very somber news. Scott, I know you probably never played most of their stuff, but very tragically yesterday it was announced that Dead or Alive creator and one of Team Ninja's co-founders, also Ninja Gaiden director, I can never pronounce his name, but it's Tomonobu Itagaki, has passed away very suddenly. I think he was 58.
Yeah.
He very like historic game developer, very loud personality, always showing up to events in like a leather jacket with sunglasses on, very personable. I know my buddy Jason was sharing like some posts about like I was my first E3 in 2010. I was at a THQ party. He treated me like he'd known me for years. We took a picture with thumbs up. Like, I will never forget that, like how kind he was. Just like worked on Dead or Alive, obviously very controversial game, but very like important game, especially in the fighting game space. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. I worked on Ninja Gaiden Black, Ninja Gaiden 2. I'll read his like kind of final words as posted a minute ago. It was very, very sudden. A lot of outspoken people being like, wow, I never expected to hear this. There was some controversy around like one of his relationships with a coworker, I believe, like mid 20, like early 20-aughts. That was very not like I mean, obviously it was controversial, but it's a situation that you have to read into because it's not as controversial as it sounds once you read into it. But I do want to read, obviously, Tekken producer, Bandai Namco producer, Katsuhiro Harada posted a very lengthy post that got me emotional last night reading it, where he posted an initial reaction that's like, there's no way this is true or whatever, because historically Harada had like a very notable rivalry with Itagaki. Like they're just clashing over their like game design, their games itself. There's a list where Tekken like 1 through 4, he's like hate, and then Tekken 5 he's like, I have no idea what these people are doing anymore. They obviously buried the hatchet, and they became closer over the years. But this is what he said in response to like just venting his thoughts about it. He said, "It's hard to believe, but Itagaki-san, my senior from university, my rival as a creator, has passed away. The last messages I ever received from him was, 'Let's go drinking. Let's make some noise soon.' To think that he's gone at just 58 years old, yes, everyone dies eventually. That's inevitable. But isn't it a bit too soon? Didn't you say you were going to defeat me someday? Didn't you come to my wedding wearing your usual black leather jacket and sunglasses and call me your comrade in arms? Didn't you tell me to come to you whenever I was in trouble? I never even got the chance to consult you about anything. Honestly, I'm really depressed." And then this is an English translation of Itagaki's final message that has been kind of shared around. "Words I leave behind. The flame of my life is finally about to go out. If this message has been posted, it means that the time has come. I am no longer in this world. This post has been entrusted to someone dear to me. My life was a series of battles, and I kept on winning. I know I caused trouble for many along the way, but I have followed my convictions and fought to the very end. I have no regrets. Only one thing weighs on me. I'm deeply sorry to all my friends that I couldn't bring you a new work. I truly am. That's just how it goes. Or that's just how it is, so it goes." That fucking sucks.
So it goes.
Like, very emotional. A lot of, like, his friends and coworkers and everything. And this was pretty recently after. I don't think he was there, but, like, Sakurai, who we're going to talk about in a second here with a lighthearted story to kind of put a bow on the Japanese portion of this, there's another angry one afterwards. But they showed, like, hey, a bunch of us developers are here. It was like them and Toby Fox, like a bunch of famous Japanese developers having dinner together. It's like you don't understand how even like people that don't talk a lot in Japanese game development culture, especially at the highest level, know each other and like interact with each other and how long they've known each other until you see stuff like this. So that was just something I wanted to read because it made me emotional hearing that. And having met Harada multiple times, he's a very like down to earth, like serious kind of guy. He does like cracking a joke here and there, having a good time, but he's very like well spoken and thoughtful about stuff like that. So a little bit of tragedy there. But in more fun news, we're getting a manga based on the life of Masahiro Sakurai. Like just a full-on manga about his life. Like I read this because one of my friends who's like I was just like you normally you see the like the game or the character that they created is getting the manga about the history or something. No, it's just about him. It's just about him, which to be fair, like he did an entire 2-year YouTube experience where he pre-recorded all the videos, didn't tell anybody, posted a new video basically like every week talking about the inner workings of game development and creativity. Just didn't. I don't think he monetized it at all. Like now he's making
the game.
Now he's just making a sequel to Kirby Air Rider, which no one expected to see. I don't know what he's working on after that. Like this dude is just all over the place. I want to understand. So so this is from VGC reporting from Famitsu saying who posted this? This is Chris Scullion. It's going to be it looks like 6 chapters. It's going to be young Sakurai in games, which I hope we get information about why he loves fighting games so much and his history in like the arcade, because there's a lot of history there. Birth of Kirby, beginning of Super Smash Bros, founding of Sora, which is his current company, then the legacy and a beacon of the future. So I really hope we get some interesting stuff here. I remember when we finally got the full translations and kind of culmination of all the Ask Iwata segments put into a book, which I really like the Ask Iwata book that came out 10 years ago now. I don't even remember, but that was a very good book. I hope something similar comes out of this where we get like some really fun stories and like actual insight into more insight into how he works and how he like his kind of like how he got into things.
Yeah, I think this will be. It says there is no plans for like an English version, but I could definitely see like this will be some people, fans will be translated this, and
it'll get
this will
translated,
be,
whether it's just like the parts that people are interested in, or in bits,
mm-hmm.
or eventually like a full translation. Maybe it'll come over eventually. But
yeah.
I do want to wrap up kind of the news segment, and then we'll get into our game, and then kind of call it.
Mm-hmm.
Where this is an esports story, which we don't really do that much on here, unless one of us is directly involved or doing research into it. But Capcom, God,
this is so funny.
September. It was at Tokyo Game Show. Okay, what were you gonna say? Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna read the headline from Olivia Richmond at Esports Insider. Shout out to her.
So I will pointing out that this headline is from the announcement. This is from a couple weeks ago, but. Yeah, go ahead.
So this is September 29th. FGC, the fighting game community, angry with controversial changes to Capcom Cup 12 finals. On September 28th, Capcom fighters announced on X the upcoming Capcom Cup 12 finals and the Street Fighter League World Championship, both take place in March, will both be a pay-per-view stream, with pay-per-view tickets set to go on sale November 12th. While the Capcom Cup 12 finals will have a free replay on March 21st, and Street Fighter will have a free replay a week after, the FGC has expressed frustration with new implementation, which, it's just, this is...
Too little, too late. This is a conversation so many esports people have had. So I will say, for reference, it was going to be $27 to watch the Capcom Cup 12 finals on March 14th. So I haven't read into this because I haven't been able to write about this stuff, but that seemingly only covers the final 2 rounds, that like the losers finals, grand finals, because that's usually how it works. That's not for $27. Absolutely not.
It's not a lot of street.
That's more than getting into a full tournament, a full FGC tournament most of the time. And then same for the Street Fighter League, which is a much smaller, more niche event. It was $27 to watch the SFL World Championship on March 15th, which is the day after.
It's just also, it's like, we've been in esports a long time, and the window to do like pay-per-view events is past. Like, you're at a point with the market where no one is going to be okay with this. No one's, like, even players, like, Big Bird chimed in. The pro fighter, not the Sesame Street character.
Big Bird would also be mad about this, for the record, though.
Yeah, he would be. This is a very surprising and weird decision from Capcom. This isn't going to be a positive thing for them, which is a very nice way of saying, "What the hell are you doing?"
He was not alone in saying this. I did, even though I wasn't covering it.
It's not. This isn't a wrestling show. This isn't like AEW Wrestle Dream.
You can't do this. Many conversations between I don't think we've had a conversation about this, but I've talked with Jacob, our buddy Jacob Wolf, about this. I've talked with tournament organizers about this across multiple, not just fighting games, but just esports in general. And it's been a conversation that esports professionals, especially event organizers, have had for years. It's coming back to bite us in the ass that there was no form of thought put into, hey, let's charge something to watch the tournaments, or let's make people this is before Twitch was even a twinkle in the eyes. But nowadays, hey, let's do a Twitch subscription. Let's see if we can get people to subscribe to the Twitch to support for something or whatever. For Genesis every year, for Smash Bros and other fighting platform fighters, this last year, Rivals of Aether had a Genesis exclusive skin for one of the characters in the game. That if you bought that, it would support the tournament and the game. Stuff like that, the creative ways to have some kind of revenue stream is how things have been going, and that's the success of the esports model. You have to be creative with it.
I don't understand how Riot never did anything like this, where it's you have official Twitch channels that so many people are following, and you can just do for Valorant. It's hey, if you subscribe to the Valorant channel, you get I don't know, maybe a discounted rate for team bundles, or maybe you get an account XP boost that lets you unlock new agents faster, or maybe just get the new agents because that's kind of a thing. They have that with Game Pass. You have Game Pass, you get the free agents right away. It's something like that where it's you can just you have this channel, and you have this audience that wants the scene to be supported, but it's and want to give it money, but you just have to do it in a certain way, in a way that's rewarding. And this certainly isn't it from with what Capcom is doing. This is This is a disaster.
I don't remember who wrote the article. It might have been my buddy Michael, formerly of Esports GG. He was a big Dota guy. But and I was trying to find it while we were talking, and I don't have access to my LinkedIn on this browser. But the Valve does this every year. At TI, not only is it like, oh yeah, revenue share, blah, 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 with all the in-game events, even though there's no Battle Pass anymore, but they do Crimson Witness, which is a drop that is only at TI. So if you're at TI, you have a chance to randomly get a drop of like super rare exclusive skins. Like at the event. And then they also have rewards for watching. Like they have the, in-game predictions that you can get in-game rewards for if you correctly predict like stuff. Valve has always been very good about doing integrations with their esports. There's creative ways to do it. We are way past the point of pay-per-view being an option, especially at this scale. If you think people are going to pay $27 to watch 1 day of competitive Street Fighter, even if it's more than just the two rounds that I talked about, you are absolutely nuts. $40 for the bundle for this, absolutely nuts. I watch every round of Street Fighter League. I watch every round of Capcom Cup. I would pay that. Like that is an insane amount of money to watch such little amounts of the actual tournament. And obviously, if I'm misspeaking on like the actual offerings there, then that's my bad. But regardless, we are way past the point of a $20 pay-per-view being an option. If you want to put a $5 paywall in the chat, if you want to put a $5 thing, they are literally doing Capcom is literally doing a program called Supporter Creator right now, where if you subscribe or gift a sub to a creator that is playing Street Fighter during a specific window of time, you get a skin in Street Fighter 6. There is no way that you can't look at that model, look at the backlash you're getting here, and be like, okay, we have like 6 months before Capcom Cup. Let's put together a team to create a small handful of cosmetics that you can subscribe to the Capcom Cup Twitch channel or join the Capcom Cup YouTube channel and get a drop that you get an exclusive skin. And you're going to make more revenue that way than you would with these ticketing prices, because there's absolutely no way people are going to pay this, especially in the West.
Yeah. This ain't happening.
Your viewership is going to tank if this is what you expect out of your audience. You're not, I need to read into this and like actually look at this, because I don't understand how this would work. Are you still going to try and stream it on Twitch? Because if not, then where are you streaming this?
What's the point?
Is there a paywall option on YouTube that I don't know about? Are you going to stream it as a member exclusive thing that in your memberships?
You can buy AEW does this. You can buy like wrestling pay-per-views through YouTube.
I'm sure that they're going to have a system
or Bleacher Report or whatever. Yeah,
but they've never done this before, so this is going to be I have no doubt in my mind that Capcom can handle this, but there's going to be something that goes wrong here, some kind of production issue that goes wrong. I cannot think of a single reason other than corporate people being like, hey, let's try and monetize this more. Like, I can't think of a reason that this is a good idea. You are just alienating like at least 70% of your audience. It makes no sense to me. I don't know who consulted on this or what kind of demands went on. Obviously, this happened in Japan. The announcement came from a Japanese event. I don't know how much insight they took from actual like esports professionals in like media spaces. Who knows? This is bad. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
They're probably going to walk it back in some way. They already have announced that they're. Let me read the quote. It's at Tokyo Game Show on September 28th. We announced the introduction of a pay-per-view live streaming event for both events. This is from the official Capcom Fighters Twitter account. We are reviewing pricing and related details. Updated information regarding the PPV broadcast, including final pricing and additional context, will be shared later this month. So by the end of October, we'll have an answer. If the answer is not, hey, we're reworking this to be some kind of extra thing that you can get a bonus for, or if you just want to show your support, here's like like what Overwatch League used to do when they were a Twitch exclusive thing, and you get like banners or whatever, and you get extra emotes, that kind of stuff, then it's not going to be worth this hullabaloo. It's not walking without walking it back fully or changing how they're going to try and price it. Absolutely not. I cannot think of a way that this is going to be a success.
Swing and a miss.
Yep, swing and a miss. Capcom, swing and a miss. Please. But you don't have to consult me. There's a million people better than me at this. But if you would like, just ask questions. As someone in Western media, please because any of us that have any experience with esports events could have told you at minimum that price point was terrible. Minimum, that price point is terrible. So, all right, Scott. Now it's time for me to put you through your paces with our first game segment for the podcast. This is our little no rewind segment.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you, my good friend Scott, 5 options. You've got 3 rounds of this.
Okay.
You're gonna get 5 options. You're gonna have to rank each of these options. What at some spot 1 through 5, no going back.
Okay.
What your ranking is at the end is what it's gonna stick at.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So the first round is a gaming round.
Okay.
First option. FIFA esports FC, EA FC.
I'm blind ranking these games.
Blind ranking these games.
Okay. 4. I'm gonna say a 4. It's not, I've kind of kicked like my yearly interest in FIFA or EAFC at this point. It's just, I used to really like the manager mode. I always like to do like Ultimate Team and see if I can like see what good of a roster I could get without like spending any money. But it's just not GC ain't just worth the squeeze anymore. But maybe it's not the worst game. So I'm leaving 5 open.
All right. Second option. Mortal Kombat.
I'm not a fighting games guy. But I don't know. I feel like if someone asked me, hey, do you want to play Mortal Kombat or do you want to play EAFC? I'd probably prefer playing Mortal Kombat now and just trying to like see if I can finally bridge that gap. Yeah, I'll put it at 3 then. I'll put it at 3.
Option 3. Fortnite.
As much as I make fun of it for being a child game, it's pretty reliable. There's a lot of fun stuff in it. There's a lot of creative mode stuff. Like there's so many like different like the whole like creative suite pretty much makes you can play any kind of game.
Just think if this sways you anything, in another like week or two, I'm gonna buy the Fred Jones skin for the Scooby Doo collab, and I'm gonna make him say funk.
Well, that certainly changes things. No, it's gonna go. I'm gonna put it at 2. I'm gonna put it at the 2 spot. So okay. I'm really going with the extremes with these final ones.
You're going big or go home.
Yeah.
All right. Option 4, Valorant.
Gotta go number 1. That's my game. Number 1. Just really, I just love. I don't know why I'm like defending it. I don't even know what the circumstances or the criteria are, but Valorant gave me the career I have now. I've I supported myself and managed to find work by diving headfirst into Valorant. I was there from day one, or even if I maybe am not as into it as I once was, I still love it. Still watch all the events as long as they're not in some ungodly time zone. Yeah, that's my number 1.
What, you mean you don't stay up to watch a game you don't play anymore in the time zone? But
no,
you're not me with Dota.
No, I this is why I always say I love European tournaments, because I can watch them during the day while I'm working, just have them on another monitor. And
what do you mean? You don't change your entire schedule around to fit an event you're barely even covering?
I can't remember the last time I did that. Maybe
I did that this year for TI.
Oh man, I think I did it for because I was out at DOT before Champions 2024, and I would have had to do it for that. And then Champion 23 was in LA. I went out to that. Maybe one of the Masters, but even like in 2024, I was doing.
Man, you went out to an event for one of your main games, but damn, couldn't have been me when TI was in Seattle. Damn. I reached out. I will say, this is just a little side note. I reached out to PGL when they had the Dallas Major, back when the pro leagues were a thing, Valve's official pro leagues. Never got a response. I was like, I'll drive down, just get me a media pass and I'll show up.
Yeah,
I didn't even get a response.
From PGL or Valve?
PGL. Valve never responds. What do you mean?
That's a good point. Yeah,
I get one email from Valve every year, and that is asking if I'm going to be a TI. That is, I get one email per year from Valve, regardless.
Hey, at least you got the one.
Yeah.
They never emailed me about Counter-Strike.
Yeah, they ask me every year if I'm going to be at TI, because they do have media options at TI.
All right. And then, so what game am I putting in number 5?
Well, your reasoning is sound, and for you it makes sense, but GTA is the last option.
Oh, okay. We'll put GTA at 5, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I've done everything I want to do in GTA 5 until GTA 6 comes out.
I mean, this is just good. GTA, the franchise.
Oh, the franchise.
Yeah, all these are just the franchise.
Oof.
Yeah, you kind of screwed yourself over by going middle heavy.
Yeah, maybe I'll try different for the next round. But
well, there is another round. Good news.
Overall, I'm pretty happy.
This is another gaming round.
Okay.
Starting off, The Sims.
5.
Okay. You got reasoning? Yeah.
It's just I don't want to just recreate life. I know there's like weird wacky things you do. It's like, oh boy, I can't wait to find a job and buy groceries and like change the paint color of my house. It's like I have to do those things in real life. I play games for escapism. This isn't escapism. I don't want to do this.
Fair enough.
5.
All right. League of Legends.
I almost. Do you see how I was instinctually said 4?
Yeah,
I was gonna go 4. Oh, but I felt like the spirits of Tyler and Cecilia behind me being like, "What?"
I was just talking to Cecilia this morning.
I was just reading her articles, great work on eSports Insider. If you want to watch,
shout out C.
Yeah. Shout out the whole team over there. They're doing good stuff. Jono's there. Olivia's there, who we cited earlier. When I've played League, I've actually had fun. It's only because I'm playing with people I know. I would never like willingly solo play this game in my life, but I do have it installed just in case my old friends have desire to hop in.
You're a better friend than I am.
But I will put it at 3. I'm not gonna put it right at 4, but I'll put it at 3.
All right. Rocket League.
Oh man. There was a time where I played a lot of Rocket League back in like 2015, 2016 with some work friends who were all very better than me, and I never really got into like the flipping and the aerials and all the incredible stuff. I could just never get it. Weirdly enough, I liked Rematch a lot more than I ever liked Rocket League. So I'm just gonna put that at 4.
Alrighty.
So we got the 2 top spots left.
Tetris.
I mean, it's a classic. It's 1 or 2 for Tetris. Well, I feel like I'm really boxing myself in if I put it 2, because no matter what's left is going number 1. But I mean, Tetris is like, yeah, I'll put it at 2. It's fun, it's classic, but it's like I'm not the kind of guy who would sit down for hours and play Tetris. I'd play a few games and be like, that was fun, I'm gonna go do something else now. But
I play a lot of Tetris.
Unless it was like Tetris 99. I think I tried that.
Tetris
and that
99.
Was
fun. I just replayed Tetris Connect or Tetris Effect for the first time. There's the newer one that keeps going on sale on Steam that I just didn't know released, that I'm not going to spend $30 on, but I will play it.
$30, yeah, $30 for Tetris. Well, I mean,
Tetris Effect I would pay $30 for. I don't know a lot about this new one.
To each their own, but not for me. All right, so what's going number 1?
Scott, I think you made the perfect list.
Oh boy.
Number 2, or the final
number one.
Yeah, number 1. Counter-Strike.
Oh. Look, without Counter-Strike, there would be no Valorant. My 2 like probably most played games, unless you count like all the NBA 2Ks together. But again, I mean, here's the thing: if 2K's on the next list, that's going number 5. I have had it with that series and I've done it. But no, Counter-Strike, it's a classic. It's fun. It's arguably some of the best esports events that have ever been hosted have been Counter-Strike majors. Without it, there would be no Valorant. It's great. Happy to have that at number 1. Nailed this one.
You did nail that list. Number 3 is not a gaming list.
Okay.
Or at least not just a gaming list. It is a superhero project list.
Superhero project.
Yes. So mixed media.
Okay.
It is going to be a mix of superhero projects.
Okay, sure.
Number 1, whatever we've seen from Insomniac's Wolverine.
Okay.
So the hype cycle that is coming, the trailer that we've gotten, and whatever else you want to include in there prior to release.
I'm gonna put it at a solid 3, just because I played the first Spider-Man. I didn't play the second one. Not for any I didn't dislike it. It's just I'm not really big in the Sony ecosystem. So mostly I had it when my girlfriend was done with it, and then she gave me her PS4 when she got a PS5. And they're really great. They're really, really great. It's I think they're really great. I want to leave room for something that's maybe more for me. So yeah, but it looks bloody. It looks fun.
I'm excited for it. I'm very excited.
I think I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be great. But I'm gonna leave some room.
Captain America: Brave New World.
Is this the wait?
This is Cap 4. This is the movie that came out earlier this year.
Oh. 4. Was just I felt like it just retold the stories of Sam's difficulties with accepting the Captain America mantle. They did that in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show already.
I think they did it. Actually, no. I think I like the Bucky dynamic more in the show.
Yeah, I liked that way more, and I think Red Hulk looked kind of dumb. Yeah, 4.
I will say Harrison Ford did a good job in the movie.
Not the worst thing ever, but I mean, maybe we'll see what ends up going in the 5 spot. But yeah, we'll do that.
True. Fantastic Four, First Steps.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
So
let me change it up. Let's do Fantastic Four as just a brand.
I mean, they've had some stinkers. So I mean, the one with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans and the guy from the Shield was
the guy from the Shield is my favorite.
And it was kind of fun. Yeah, kind of fun and silly and campy. And then there was that god awful reboot with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan, and it's the god awful reboot with
that's the meme.
Oh,
when he goes it seems fantastic or whatever, and then Miles Teller's character just looks at him and goes,
"Oh, I didn't even I you know what? I completely wiped it from my brain." So.
I've seen that movie 3 times, and that's 2 times too many.
That's 3 times too many. So you know what? Just because I haven't seen it, and the previous ones weren't that great, I'm gonna put. If I had the 4 slot still open, I'd put it at 4. That'd be fitting. But
yeah,
I'm
gotta screw that up.
I'm gonna put it at 5. Sorry. Right. That's what I have the 1 and 2 spot left. Again.
You have the 1 and 2 spot left again.
Why do you always do this to me?
The 4th option is. I guess I screwed that up too. I should have made Fantastic Four the 4th option. But the 4th option is James Gunn Superman.
Oh. You know what? I'm giving it the 1 spot. I think that was fucking excellent. It was punk rock. It was
Did you also
everything
laugh at them posting the article and seeing the back end?
Them posting the article. Yeah, I think the most relatable thing that happened was Crypto jumping on her lap as she's trying to drive, because our dog literally does that every time we drive her anywhere. And so my girlfriend and I are like, oh my god, it's our dog. And I love that they had him be a bag dog, and just I
can't wait for Supergirl. It's gonna be so good.
And that's gonna be fun. And I love that they had I forget the actor's name, but the guy who plays Lex Luthor, because he tried out to.
I always want to say, isn't Nicholas Hoult?
Nicholas Hoult, yes, Nicholas Hoult. I love that they had him be Luthor, because it's kind of it's kind of fitting that the guy who wanted to be Superman, and could be envious of the role, is now playing Lex Luthor.
He's
it's
so
that
good, though.
That works so well, and he plays so well.
Lex we've ever had.
Yeah, this was great. Great movie, great action. I love little things where it's little things that Superman does, where it's when he realizes he's fighting someone that he can take punches, he just starts getting creative and wacky with his attacks. He's spinning them around and doing this crazy shit. And I thought it was great. Yeah. I love James Gunn's Superman. I'm giving it the 1 spot.
All right, then your number 2 is Marvel Rivals.
You know what? I kind of like where it lands, where it's because Marvel Rivals is great. Obviously, we play a ton of it. It's very fun. But there's some times where I'm I want to get the fuck away from this game for a little. You weren't in the call last night.
Oh my god, I was just playing Jusant on the ROG and just hanging out in call with
And
Desmond and DJ, and Shay and Forklift were playing ranked and weren't streaming it, so we were just listening to them lose their mind, and then Shay solo queued afterwards.
No!
Oh my God.
Don't never double down, Shay!
She rage quit. She rage quit the game.
Oh my God. See,
it was bad.
It's fun, but you get those times where you're like, I wanna fucking throw my mouse out the window and uninstall this game. But overall, it's great. So I think it's fitting that it goes in the 2 slot. What was?
So it was your.
So I had Superman, Marvel Rivals.
Then Insomniac, Wolverine,
Insomniac,
the hype cycle.
Okay.
Cap 4, and then Fantastic Four as a whole.
Yeah, I would put Fantastic Four higher, just because I've heard good things about the movie, but I haven't seen it.
If you watch the movie,
gonna...
you would probably put it at least in the 4 spot, if not the 3 spot, just because you don't know a lot about Wolverine yet.
Yeah.
Other than it's by Insomniac, so.
Well, I'll have to prepare some of these for you next week. But if you can hear my dog pacing around, it's dinner time in this household, so I got to make sure that she is fed.
Yeah, not only that, our cameras froze again, and your audio cut out on the video again. So, technical issues abound.
That's why we have the separate audio. Don't worry, everyone. You're going to hear my opinions.
We're back to say goodbye. Our cameras are back on.
Perfect. Great. But I've got the separate audio so you can all hear my opinions and what I have to say about Fantastic Four. I don't know why I'm doing like preview commentary now. People have already listened to it.
Well, now you have to watch Fantastic Four for the next episode.
That's true. Is it on? If it's on Disney Plus, I'll watch it.
It's
this
probably
weekend.
not on Disney Plus.
Fuck! All right. Well, that's fine.
That means you have to watch Fan 4 Stick.
Which one's Fan 4 Stick?
The bad one.
Is that the bad one? No, you can't make me.
Okay,
no.
You get a choice. Are you going to watch the 2005 one, or are you going to watch the 2015 one?
2005 one by a mile. Like I don't even have to think about that. Like that one's always fun. That one's always funny and silly and like a little campy. Like
if
Fantastic, the shitty one it's just shitty.
If First Steps is on Disney Plus, you can watch First Steps. If not, you have to pick one of the other ones. Watch it and give your review next episode.
Okay, First Steps Disney Plus release date, mid-November 2025. Okay, I gotta wait. It's fine. I can wait a month. That's fine.
All right,
that's fine. I can wait
until you have to give your Fantastic Four review when that drops. But
yes, I will. Yeah. That's what people are waiting for.
Yeah, your mid
6 month late Fantastic
What do you mean,
Four
Scott? They need another bearded white man on a podcast to review Fantastic
But here's the
Four.
Here's the Disney Plus version. It's different in that I'm watching it on my TV.
I'm watching it on my TV with my dog
at home
while I'm eating not popcorn.
Well, not popcorn, because otherwise my dog will not leave me alone until she gets popcorn. Speaking of a dog wanting food, I do have to go. So thank you all for listening, and for listening to this rant about Fantastic Four somehow to the end of this out.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
See you next week.
Bye.